Subscribe and hit the bell icon and never miss another video.
I have always enjoyed courtroom dramas. The reason why the show has got so much love is because of how authentic it is. I was very amused कि हमारे shows में जो हम या films में हमने order और वो gavel दिखाया वो होता ही नहीं है. Man, it was fun to be a lawyer.
है ना?
हाँ.
Hey guys, my name is Shravan Shah and today I'm going to be having a conversation with somebody who has been pushing the envelope every time she stars in something. We have the very talented Shriya Pilgaokar in the house. What's up?
Hi. It feels so good to see you in person.
After all the Zoom calls we've ever done.
Oh my God, I am just so grateful that finally we can meet, interact, because I missed that.
Same
missed
page.
that.
Same page,
Yeah.
and I'm so glad this is happening.
Yes.
It does not feel like I don't know you because Zoom पे इतना बातें कर ली है हमने that this feels. But I'm just glad we're doing this.
Thank you. Thank you.
First of all, congratulations for Guilty Minds.
Thanks.
Very different genre.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to begin by asking you this, that because I was somebody who had always thought that Bollywood or the Hindi cinema rather is making great content and all of that, but they're never making something that's so much into law and enforcement. You know what I mean? And when I remember watching the trailer of Guilty Mind, I'm like, damn, this is so good. You know, because I am a huge Suits fan.
Me too.
So when that was there, I'm like, please don't remake Suits here.
No.
But
Absolutely.
I want something which is going to give us the flavor of what India is and the law enforcement here.
Yeah.
And when I saw the trailer of Guilty Minds, I'm like, damn, this is nice. Coming back to this conversation, you know, from the start, that what was your thought and how did you look at it?
Like you said, I have always enjoyed courtroom dramas.
Yeah.
I've found them very fascinating. And I remember when the sides of Guilty Minds were sent to me to audition for Gautam Kishan Chandani, very renowned casting director. He's cast for this. When he sent it to me for the audition, I read the 3 audition scenes and I was like, wow. It is so rare for an actor to get this emotional range even in your audition scenes, and it sort of gives you a hint of how powerful this part is going to be. And I remember when I read the name Kashaf Kaze, I was just instantly drawn to this name, and I felt like I knew this person, I was curious about this person, and I just gave the audition knowing that I was Kashaf.
Yeah.
You know, there was just some connect to it. And of course, later when I read the script, I couldn't put it down. I loved reading it. I just feel like the entire concept of having different cases and so rooted in our society.
Exactly.
You know, and not just like a social issue like water, but also futuristic like driverless cars, or just having these young people in this world of law, how they're navigating their personal, professional lives. You know, there's romance there, there's drama there. You know, the fact that they've shown Kashaf coming from a family of lawyers. Her father's a sitting Supreme Court judge. And all of this, to be very honest, Shravan, the reason why the show has got so much love is because of how authentic it is. And that's because my director, Shefali Bhushan, she comes from a family of lawyers.
Ooh.
So in our writer's room, we actually had lawyers. So we couldn't get away with wrong things.
Yeah.
You know, like for example, I was very amused कि हमारे shows में जो हम या films में हमने order और वो gavel दिखाया वो होता ही नहीं है. मुझे पता ही नहीं था.
What?
नहीं होता.
What?
जो order gavel आप देखते हैं वो नहीं होता. So these small things, or even the size of our courts, the research that's gone into it has been there, which is why people find it very refreshing. So I'm really happy to be part of a show that I myself have enjoyed watching as an audience.
So there are 2 things that you spoke about that I want to highlight. The first is your character Kashaf Khan.
Yeah.
Okay. Like you said that, you know, when you gave that audition as Kashaf, you know, when I was watching the entire show, I'm like, I think this role was written for you. You know, I don't think the makers had another person in their mind.
Yeah.
Because you are a Kashaf, Kashaf is you.
Well, thank you, but that wasn't the case. My director didn't have anybody in mind for it. Sometimes the paths just choose you, and I really believe that. You know, see, as an actor, there are many paths that I wanted to do. Some have come my way, some haven't worked out, and at the end of it, I really feel that script, that part, calls out for you and picks
That's true.
you.
That's true.
Which is why today, like you're saying these really kind things, that for me is the best compliment.
Yeah.
If people can't see anyone but me as Kashyap.
I cannot.
Even I can't.
Same page, we're on same
Same
page.
page.
And the second thing that that I really liked in the entire this was that when courtrooms are shown in films,
Yeah.
okay, they're shown in a very typical way. This is shown like just another government office, which is how they technically are.
Absolutely.
Because I remember asking my lawyer friends, asking them, how, for example, a particular Bollywood film and how they've shown it. And they're like, bro, this is not how it is. And when I saw it and when I asked them, they're like, this is how it is and not that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, of course, y'all couldn't take cinematic liberties because y'all had...
One or two things we have taken, for example, in the Supreme Court, you only speak English, but we're making a show also for a larger audience. So in episode 7, with Kulbhushan sir and I, we spoke Hindi also.
Yeah.
So, wo of course, thodi liberties hum lete hain, but largely small things like when the judge is saying pass over, or when the way we are addressing, or the fact that you don't really have to go to the witness box to talk. You're there where you are.
Yeah.
Or sometimes the way the trial courts are, the high courts are, the Supreme Courts are, the design of all of that is different. You need to feel the heat in the room. If you remember in episode 3, Jalna case, beech mein hi light chali jati hai.
Yes, and then she says also, welcome to this thing.
Yes, so I felt like, the victory is in these details.
Yeah.
And for me, which is why I'm so proud of our show, because every single department has really gone out of their way to portray it as realistically, as authentically, without making it dull.
That's true.
Yeah. For Kashyap, things are black and white, but we know life is not like that.
That's true.
And the cases lend themselves to a lot of grey. So it really depends on, as a person, your values.
Yeah.
How
Where
you
do you
look at
come
life.
from? How do you see it?
And it's not easy to take a side.
Yeah,
so for me, it was also so much fun to be, with Suchitra ma'am, Girish Kulkarni, to be working with these people.
Yeah.
And man, it was fun to be a lawyer.
हाँ.
Stressful hota hai, definitely.
काफी.
Emotionally बहुत stressful hota hai.
Yeah,
for sure.
But do you have a favorite episode? Like, I'm going to tell you which is my favorite episode. While all of them are great, my favorite episode will be about the kid who commits a crime and he keeps on telling you, bro, I've committed a crime. And then you research and say, bro, wait, it's not that black and white.
Yes.
The reason why he's doing it is because he's a part of the bigger game. You know what I mean?
So interestingly, a lot of people have had mixed reactions to that episode, because for some people, they have felt like, no, this kid obviously has committed a crime. So what if he's been addicted to video games? He's killed someone. He knew he's killed someone. He has to go to jail.
Yeah.
Whereas the other side has realized that no, it's an addiction. Psychologically, it has rewired some things in his brain.
Yeah.
And in fact, so fun fact for you, Guilty Minds was earlier named mens rea. Mens rea, it's a Latin term, it's a legal term, which means guilty minds. And the entire concept is for a crime to be called a crime, you have to have the intent. And that intent makes you guilty or not. You have to have the intent. So in that case, the argument Kashyap was making is that his intent was not there.
Yeah.
He was of unsound mind.
Yeah.
So we felt, of course, बहुत technical हो जाता. So we called it literally Guilty Minds. But I'm glad you liked that episode, because I've got a lot of messages about that episode from parents, from young people, because we don't realize what addiction can do to us. And at the same time, there's such a thin line.
That's true.
So I'm just happy that people, have been able to have many conversations because of. I really enjoyed personally, of course, Jalna for me was emotionally, for Varun and I both, it was an out-of-body experience, because firstly, a lot of the things that you saw, we've done that in one take.
What?
Yes, so we would do these scenes in long takes, like a play. And we would get natural reactions from the judges, from the people sitting in court. So it felt very real.
Yeah.
And at the end of that monologue, where I'm talking about the rights and how people have to, the way they have to fight for a basic thing like water, I sat and I broke down and I cried in Sugandha's arms, because it hit me that, here we are making something with good intent, but this is the reality of a lot of people, and that reality might not change.
That's true.
Even though we want as actors for our art in some way to bring about real life change. So for that reason, Jalna. But I also really enjoyed the Alap case.
Nice.
I thought that was really fun, and that entire episode where we also, see Kashaf loosen up, dance. There's a nice little, the romance that builds up between Deepak and Kashaf, and the entire court sequence of a lot of people from the music industry have written to us saying that we relate to that entire thing, and that was my first court case that we shot.
Okay.
Episode 5. Also my audition scene.
Oh,
yes.
Nice.
So, which is why I really enjoyed that one. Yeah.
No, but another scene, while you were talking, and I've heard a lot of actors, female actors say this, that, it's very different to star in a film that's directed by a man, and it's very different to star in the same film directed by a woman. Okay? It's because there are so many things, it's just as probably as men and women how we are wired, okay? That there are some things, as much as a man understands, but till he does not feel it, he won't be able to bring that to the table.
Or maybe
which a woman
himself.
does. Which a woman does. Because of course she's gone through that to understand the degree of it. Whether it's emotion, whether it's pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you, because now that you've had this experience of starring in something, okay, do you think that we need more female directors?
No, of course we need more female storytellers and writers, of course, and luckily now the OTT space, more than anything else, is allowing for all kinds of storytelling. It's becoming much more inclusive. But to just answer what you said, for me, more than looking at the gender of it depends on person to person. I've worked with wonderful, for me it's difficult to really say male director, female director. I can't really compartmentalize like that. But because a show like this required a director to really have such a strong understanding of all the characters, I would say that Shefali being there benefited all of us. There is a certain, I always say she knows Kashaf better than Kashaf herself. I could see the way she's kept a certain stay, a certain pause on some things, because that's her experience that shows that no, I need for no character to speak in this moment. I want to keep those 10 seconds. So it depends on person to person, I will surely say. But I'm just glad that today we're living, we're acting, we're actors at a time where there is so much scope to be brave, to be creative, and that the audience is enjoying it.
But as an actor today, okay, you've come a long way yourself. Okay, I want to understand, is the industry heading in the right way for artists to kind of tap into the different things that they want to do?
Depends on what stage of career the actor is. Because I feel like if you've done enough work, today you're in a position to also collaborate with people. I'm writing some stuff with my friends today. If I want to make something, I know I can get people together. I can go out there are so many independent producers. I can go out make stuff. So I think a lot of people are taking control of the narrative, which is great. I love the fact today you have your leading actors also starting their own production houses where they're really telling very interesting stories. Like I love the stuff that Clean Slate is doing. So I feel like you can do that today. But it's always the momentum and the way the industry is moving is always so fast, and there is just so many things happening that you'll never know when your wave will come and when you'll have to ride it, because there are so many talented actors out there who perhaps still haven't got their due or who still don't get work that easily, and I feel like that's just because jab unka time aayega tab aayega. There is no answer or explanation to this. You don't know what to say.
That's a sad part of it, right?
But that is the reality of it, na? I've always said this. It's talent, luck and opportunity. So, I guess all that you have in your hands is to just do a good job and hope it does well. Which is why I am so grateful, Shravan, that Guilty Minds did well, not just from the audience love that we got, but even critically. For me, it was a very big deal. It was a very big deal to be featured, in a list by Film Companion where you had Gitanjali Kulkarni and Sakshi Tanwar. That was it was a big deal for me. And purely on the basis of the fact that before this I hadn't got an opportunity where I could truly show an emotional range.
True.
So credit goes to the writers. It's great that today writers have been put on the pedestal that they truly deserve to be. Because OTT is a writer's medium.
For sure.
And you can't really fool the audience today anymore.
No,
you can't. And
you
I
cannot.
like that.
Yeah.
And I just hope that with, see, there's a lot of stuff that's also been made.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is okay, some of it is mediocre. मतलब बस काम करते रहना है and hopefully अच्छा काम करते रहना है. And I feel like there is enough. Everyone will keep getting, and if something sparks, if something shines, then that's your wave and you have to ride it.
No, but another conversation that people keep having about is, of course, this entire social media, the influx of social media that has come. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, you can be the best factor out there, but what matters is followers. Okay? Happened with you?
I have such strong opinions on this because whenever I meet any actor who's starting off, who wants to have a conversation about this with me, I just tell them this, that do not feel like you need, your followers don't define you.
Never.
Your social media numbers do not define you.
Yeah.
And if you're choosing a life for yourself where maybe you're an influencer, where your life and your career is
Depends
sort of
on
that, then maybe that is what it is. But as an actor, personally for me, if my confidence is coming from my social media, then it's a very dangerous thing.
Yeah.
So I am not that person. And yes, of course, for digital deals and stuff like that, there are things. But believe it or not, I try not to stress about it, because it just it makes me very nervous to think abhi har jagah jaake reel sorry, but I can't keep
Same page.
nahi.
Yeah.
And I've been also told, oh, you should do this, you should do that, but I only do what I feel like I want to do, what is fun for me.
But that's what social media is supposed to
Correct.
be, right?
And with no judgment. Jisko jo karna hai, they
Correct.
can do that.
Yeah.
But I personally, I am still a little old school in the sense that I still would like to believe that it is your talent that will get you work. However, having said that, I do see that today a lot of casting happens just on the basis of the fact that the person has a lot of social media following, and that breaks my heart. I hope it's not true, because if it's really the good people, that they won't do it. But I do know of some actors who have not been taken for something based on their social media following. But please, I will really make it a point to say this. Don't let that affect you, because eventually the most talented people in the world, think of who they are. They didn't get there because of social media. That's a byproduct. Yeah.
And it should always be a byproduct.
Well, yeah. But those who want to enjoy it that way, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Do what you want to do. But don't think that is what's going to make you an actor.
Yeah. That will never make you
It might get you 4 projects.
Yeah.
But it might not get you, if you're not good, if you don't have the talent, then it might not get you that respect.
That's true.
Yeah. No pun intended. Do justice to it.
Love it. No, but what else is in Shriya's kitty now?
Well, from the courtroom, I'm going to the newsroom now. My show with Sonali Bentre and Jaideep Alhawat called The Broken News.
Nice.
Which is the remake of a BBC show called Press. So that's going to be out on Z5.
Somebody's going to be on this side
yes,
of the...
Yes.
Yeah.
But Radha Bhargav is very temperamental, so they never allowed her to be on camera. Because once I abused somebody on screen, so I'm not on camera. But you will enjoy watching that show. It's been so much fun, and Jaideep is exceptional. And Sonali. Sonali is, she tells me not to call her ma'am, and Jaideep, he just told me strictly, mujhe server mat bulana. Tabhi wo mere liye Sonali or Jaideep hain, and they're very good friends. And earlier I was just their fan, and now I'm a friend who's also a fan. And we've had so much fun shooting for it. So that's coming up. And of course I have season 2 of Crackdown, where there's a whole lot more of action. We've shot in Kashmir and in Jaisalmer. Gone Game 2, the first season we shot during the pandemic. And there's a really fun comedy that I'm doing, which I'm very excited, because I'm not going to give you too many details, but I'm playing a butcher in that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I really want to do different genres. I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of people think that I'm only doing a drama, which is not entirely true, because if you see, like, a Mirzapur was a hinterland story, wo
Yeah.
alag zone hai. Guilty Minds is a different zone, ek action hai. So, I've been wanting to do a good rom-com for a while. So, universe,
Putting
I'm
it out in the universe
manifesting
for
a
you.
good rom-com
Putting
film.
it out in the universe for you. If this
Um,
happens, you're going to call it again.
100%.
Yeah.
So, which is why abhi the stuff that I'm picking, I just I'm glad I have like a fun sort of comedy thing to also do. So hopefully just trying testing different things और कुछ नाच गाना भी करना है.
For sure, putting that also out.
Out there.
We are putting everything out there.
Manifesting today.
Sanjayna Bansali, please listen.
मैं
This
अच्छा
is-
नाचती हूँ.
Yes, just letting you know. We just are dropping messages for you. On that note, I'm going to shift to a segment.
Okay.
Because the show is called Guilty Minds, I was like, let's make a game where I'm going to ask you a series of questions.
Okay.
And you have to say if you're guilty of doing it or not.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah?
Yes.
Let's do this. Have you ever drunk, dialed an ex? Guilty or not?
Guilty. मेरे चेहरे में दिख
I
जाएगा.
can see it. I mean, I don't have to ask you this. Is your face will
But
tell me.
once or twice.
That's
not.
fine.
And
That's
when I
fine.
was much younger.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Have read a partner's text message?
No.
Not
No,
guilty.
no,
Or
no.
cute.
No, because I'll tell you why. I always feel like it's a dangerous route to go down on. Because एक बार फिर you don't want to see things you don't want to see.
Yeah, true.
मेरा भी phone मत check करो.
True. You have your phone, I'll have my phone.
Yeah, so no.
Okay. Have accepted a drink from a stranger?
No.
Never.
No.
Okay. Have ever lied about my income?
Lied about income? No, because I don't think I've never had conversations where someone's like, tell me how much money you make.
Okay.
there's never
You are
been.
clearly meeting smart and nice
नहीं
people.
नहीं ऐसा मतलब.
Okay. Convinced a friend to dump his or her partner.
Dump his or her partner. Not dump, but to say that I really think that you don't want to do this or it's a
Yeah.
red flag.
Oh,
हाँ.
so raising red.
But I think it's very risky to tell a friend to dump someone because then it all
All
comes
comes on you.
on you. So I
True.
wouldn't. I'll
Do
give
not do it,
perspective.
guys.
I'll give perspective, but
But
yeah.
तुम
आपको
देखो
जो
तुमको
करना
कहाँ
है.
जाना है?
We are here with chocolates and ice cream.
Yes. Nice one. Ever been someone else's alibi?
In what way? In what sense?
In just like, for example, you know how friends say that, hey, I'm going to
Oh,
Shriya's
many
house.
times. Several times.
Not landed at Shriya's house, went somewhere
Several
else.
times. Several times. Yeah. Friends, what are friends for?
Exactly.
To be good alibis.
But the fun comes when the parents call you and say, hey, can you please give us a phone?
But अभी ऐसा कोई नहीं करता.
अभी नहीं कर,
I
but पहले
guess-
करते थे.
Actually, thankfully ऐसा कभी हुआ नहीं है. But
मेरे
this is
साथ
very
हुआ है,
dangerous.
मेरे साथ हुआ है.
हाँ वो बाथरूम गए हैं.
Same.
हाँ. अभी आ रहे हैं.
Auntie, go on to the bathroom. I will tell him to call you.
Conference call.
Yeah, that will be a con call. Okay, next one. Ever cut my own hair?
Disaster.
Guilty.
Disaster.
Say guilty of doing it.
Guilty. I'm guilty of cutting my own hair and horribly. It was in school. We were in college. We were going to Ladakh for a trip. And I just felt like I will do something different. तभी bangs, जो अभी bangs कर रहे हैं ना, तो तभी I said okay. I woke up in the morning 5 before my train. I've just done something and I've just chopped it off and I have the worst pictures of that entire
We need to
trip.
see those
It was like a
pictures.
dead rat on my head. Horrible.
We need to see those pictures. Okay, next one. Ever been awake for 24 hours straight?
Oh, guilty for sure. And that too because of work. I was doing a double shift, shooting in Mumbai, and then I drove to Pune, and I shot in Pune. So 24 hours.
Wow,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I have the last one and I love this one.
Hmm.
I don't know why.
Hmm.
Ever worked with someone I couldn't stand?
Ever worked with someone I couldn't stand?
Yeah.
One person, but I couldn't stand them after, not during the process.
Oh. तो ऐसे promotions में आए नहीं क्या वो?
नहीं वो आए
तो
promotions
guilty
में.
ना थोड़ा
Guilty. But later on, not during work because I didn't know the person then.
Of course.
But
But nice, I like how most of the things you're not guilty of.
no, I think I was more
No,
guilty.
no, you are less guilty compared to all the other.
Okay.
But good job there.
Thank you.
Very clean image.
No,
Madam has.
kahan? I've been drunk dialing.
Fun dining is fine. I think all of us have done it at some point in time. But thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank
Keep soaring
you.
high.
Thank
Keep
you.
keep conquering things
Wow.
that are meant for you.
Thank you so
And
much.
you'll always have a fan here. You know that.
Thank you.
Thank you, and that's a wrap.